Hello, my beautiful collective. Welcome to Mystic Moon Messages Tarot. I'm Empress Heather, here for the general collective reading. I hope everybody's doing good. This is going to be a mind, body, spirit reading. So we're going to talk about what your mind wants, what your body wants, and what your soul wants. So let's get right to it. Alrighty, so we're going to start with what the mind is wanting or needing. And the first card that popped up with my Starseed Oracle deck is lifting the veil, and it seems like quite a few of us are currently going through a spiritual awakening. So let me go ahead into deeper the meaning of this card. The message that's implying is to question everything. Anything that is unaligned with your soul, it's gotta be left away. You must leave. You must let it go. Things aren't always as they seem. This era is one of uncovering mistruths, so we can remember ancient truths. Everything is in a state of recall and realignment. Anything that isn't in harmony with the planet will not survive. This goes for society and the world at large, as well as in our own lives. If you pull this card, you're being called to energetically scan your life for things that may no longer be a vibrational match for who you are and how you've grown. To dismantle the systems and ways of being that once served you and others, but no longer does. Some starseeds are here to lift the veil between the seen and unseen worlds, to shine a light on things that are inauthentic or unaligned with the survival and well-being of Earth, to stand for and protect those who don't have a voice, to look deeper and question everything that previous generations did not. Some starseeds cannot tolerate things that aren't congruent. They're here to bring society and humanity back into harmony with the planet and the Creator at large. If we tolerate things in our life that aren't aligned and congruent with it, we add to the misalignment of the planet. You're being called to trust yourself. Notice what's out of alignment and then take the baby steps required to bring it back into harmony. This is no easy feat, but it's so worthwhile, both individually and for the planet. So yeah, by, checking off what's going on in your life and what you're having to pay the most attention to, especially in the negative sense I'm getting. So whatever you've been dealing with that is, completely negatively impacted your thoughts, your way of thinking, because of the way that you have been treated, you're seeing everything for how it truly is and recognizing that, people treat you the way they feel about you. Is one of the messages I'm getting. And sometimes it's hard for us to acknowledge that, because we want to see the best in people. We love people, we love helping people, but not everybody is in the same situation. Not everybody plans on doing good here. Some people are just so lost in their despair that they don't even realize that that's going to be their continuous downfall. When you make the choice to let the despair, frustration of life get to you every day, you're continually moving down in the vibrancy of your life. You need to consciously tell yourself when you get up, I'm going to have a good day. I'm not going to let anything throw me off course. I'm not going to let anything affect my state of mind, my mood, or how I react to things, because, being in control of yourself is one of the biggest powers that you can have as an individual. It can be a superpower, I wanted to say, because it's so hard to do. Sometimes, there's a lot of people pleasing out there that we may do when we've been hurt, and saying no to people, it can be extremely hard. But the hard part is by saying no, you're actually saying yes to yourself. Okay. So keep that in mind. When you're questioning people's intentions, there's a reason you're questioning it. Always go with your intuition, always go with your gut, because your insides know before your brain does. So with that in mind, we're going to go into what your body is needing. And the card that came out for you today was the Child of the Cosmos. So let's get a little more clarification on the message that's enthralled with that. So this is also pertaining to the intelligence that you've gained from lifting the veil, and how the universe lies within you. The powers that it has for you and the power that you have once you connect with it. So, my beautiful collective, this message states there's a mysterious force that governs all of life, an intelligence that tells flowers when to bloom and the tides and seasons when to come and go. That intelligence is within you, too. It was there before you drew your first breath, and it will be there well beyond your last. It's the part of you that informed every cell what to do when you were in your mother's womb. It's harder to resist this force than it is to surrender to it, because Earth is a planet of polarity and free will. It's easy to forget that this intelligence exists within us. So often we become disconnected from this pulse of life and fall into the pattern of believing that we're separate or feeling that we need to go it alone. We can feel isolated, as if we need to figure things out for ourselves, to rely on our own strength. You're being called to remember the intelligence that's within each and every one of your cells, to remember that you're a precious child of a loving, gentle universe, that you have access to all the intelligence, wisdom, strength, flow, and qualities there ever were. You will be strengthened, and to remember that if flowers know exactly when and how to bloom, then you do too. Well, that's a beautiful message. So whatever karmic situations you may be getting out of, or you have just gone through, it's letting you know that, the universe is connected with you, in the sense that you're not going to have to deal with this type of situation any longer, okay? The universe has your back, and once you realize that you have all the power inside of you, like I was saying before, that came out earlier, all the power inside of you to create your own, temple, if you will, where you don't let the negative energies penetrate. And as long as you're asking for protection, and asking Archangel Michael to protect you, to remove your negative energy, meditate. And for those of you that say prayer, please include that also, because that also helps with the rebuilding of self after letting something painful go. Okay? Please let me know down below if any of this is resonating for you. And the third one to come out is karmic relationships, which is what basically all this here on Earth is about, us interwoven with karmic relationships and how we're able to navigate our way out of them and use that for the better of the good. So this is about Orion energy, polarity, soul growth, the conflict that caused your soul to grow. So with the karmic relationships, they're here to teach us more lessons about how to not be with that energy that might be, pretty negative. So let's go ahead and get into this particular reading about the karmic relationship, that I think that once you've realized how bad this is impeding on your life, on your journey, on your path, that's where the pain lies. When you feel like you've connected with somebody and then, things start falling apart, and not because of what you do, but what they didn't do, I'm getting, that weighs heavy on your soul. But that's the thing. We have to have the greatest heartbreak to learn the best lessons, to overcome all this pain, all the despair that you might have gone through after this situation. So with the karmic relationships, the constellation Orion is thought by many to have been a place of great polarity and eventual unity. Some believe that many star seeds who were part of this cosmic history are incarnate on Earth now and are playing out karmic relationships from Orion times. Perhaps you're one of them. Polarity causes conflict and highlights separation. However, because of this, conflict can also result in unity and growth. Too many misunderstandings are caused when we don't open our heart and mind and see things from a different point of view. When we go into reactive second-guessing mode instead of gathering the courage to open our heart, we should admit that we may have reacted because of our own woundings and then find mutual ground. We're all innocent children looking to be seen, understood, and cherished. It's much harder to grow closer through conflict than it is to grow further apart. And yet that's the invitation of conflict. It's easy to react and take things personally. It's more challenging to see the innocence of all involved and find a way to grow closer through the conflict. It's through relationships that we grow the most. How can you soften your heart and drop your defenses enough to see things from a different point of view? How can you see the innocence of all involved? How can you learn to see the similarities rather than the differences? You know, you might want to get a pen and paper and rewind that. Maybe you might want to write these questions down and answer them for yourself. Because sometimes when we write things out, we're able to get a better understanding, I'm getting. So, like I was feeling before, this relationship that affected you so greatly, it ultimately had to affect you greatly for you to get the wisdom from the pain. Because, you know, the best way we learn something is by mistake, because the more negative impact, the more we want to avoid that negative impact. So we tend to remember those more specifically. Okay, well, from the mind, body, spirit, let me know down below if so far this is kind of resonating with you. If you've just gone through a karmic relationship, or if you're currently attempting to navigate through one, let me know down below. If it resonates, that it's because a lot of truths might have come to light that maybe perhaps you didn't see, you weren't able to see, or that they were perhaps keeping from you. Okay? What I want to do now is I want to go into some moon messages. Don't forget, you're a beautiful star seed. You're an earth angel. You're here to bring light to the dark. And if we don't push our way through, we're not going to be able to provide that to help raise the frequency of earth. You know, you're specifically chosen because of your heart, because of what your pure intention is. And so please be sure that whenever your heart breaks, you realize that you can sew it back up yourself, and that's okay, because that's even better for your life. If you have too many crutches, I'm feeling if there's too many crutches, try to not utilize those crutches and just depend on yourself, because the universe is within you, and you can find all the answers on how to navigate through any pain, any heartbreak. So I have the Moonology Oracle cards. It's a new deck. I'm really excited to see what messages might come out for you. Thank you, Holy Spirit, angels, and ancestors of light. Can we get a moon message or two for my beautiful collective? Thank you. Nothing will come of this situation. Thank you, Holy Spirit. Confirmation. Separating from this energy is the right thing to do. Absolutely. If something makes you more sad than happy, it's not for you. Okay, that's what I'm getting. If something's making you cry more than smile, it's not for you. It's not meant for you. Okay? Let's get one more message, and then we'll kind of get into more of these. But I think when your intuition has already told you this is not good for you, okay, you know that, doesn't mean you should feel guilty about anything, okay? It just means that now you know what to do to make the right move for yourself, okay? Thank you, Holy Spirit. Can I get one more moon card for my beautiful collective? Let's see what we get here. Nothing is yet set in stone. Like I said, you know, it's up to you. You know, the slate is clean for you to restart. You know, decide what it is that you truly want and need out of this life. Because that's all that really matters. Is, you know, when you have a pure heart, the things that you aim for isn't out to get somebody else. You're not getting up every day saying, ooh, I want to hurt this person, or ooh, how can I manipulate this person to get what I want? No, that's not you. But you've come across a lot of people in your path, or a lot of those energies in your path have frequently seemed to have attacked you. But listen, what I'm going to tell you is this, you know, if you're asking your spirit guides, Holy Spirit, you know, verbalize to them, you need the extra protection and you need to know what to do. And, you know, you can either visit us here, or, you know, you can get messages anyway. Just, you know how to look for the signs and synchronicities. So, I'm going to go ahead and read the Nothing Is Yet in Stone, because that seems to be really positive. So, this is, a mutable moon. What a mutable moon means in astrology is that, like, your emotional core, which is represented by the moon, is in one of the mutable zodiac signs, okay? That's Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, or even Pisces. Okay, it's talking about a personality that's very adaptable, very flexible, open-minded, loves change, loves seeking new experiences and adventures, and people, unlike themselves, you're drawn to find comfort and growth, but needing balance to avoid being scatterbrained or unfinished, or, you know, you're not that. You have a love and vibrancy for life in such a way that it draws people in. Unfortunately, most of the people that get drawn in is the ones that don't have so much light. But see, that's the thing. You've got to balance it, because we're here to help them, but you can only help to a certain extent. If they don't want the help and they're just hurting you and causing you damage, you got to say, next, move on to somebody else that is open-minded and open with their heart. Okay? So, with that being said, the mutable is all about change, shape-shifting even, that something is still developing. This card indicates that something is indeed changing and there's room for maneuver. So take it as a sign that the situation you're asking about is far from finalized. If you're not happy with the current state of play, that's marvelous. It means you can still change the course of the outcome. However, there is also a sense that the situation could perhaps be a little unstable. For some, this is great news because you can still influence it. Others will struggle with the uncertainty, but should stay with it a little longer. Either way, nothing is set in stone yet. So you write the script. It's your show. If you don't like the direction it's going, rewrite the plot is what I'm getting, okay? Maybe some of you are movie bingers or TV show bingers. I've been binging on a TV show called Third Watch. It's from back in the early 2000s. I don't know if that stands out to anybody, about paramedics, firemen, and the police in New York City. I'm from New York, so I love it. I'm drawn to that. But let me know if any of that resonates with anybody down below. Okay, next what I'm going to do is try to get some energy from the Forest Spirits deck, Oracle deck. For any of you that collect decks, or perhaps you're tarot readers yourself. So let's see. Let me go ahead and shuffle. You know, this is actually a really great time altogether with the awakening. The division of the frequencies on Earth, like those that are going to stay in low density, they're going to stay there. This is their chance to move up. So they should start listening to you is all I'm getting, okay? So you're in the right place. You're doing exactly what you're supposed to be doing. Don't you dare worry about a thing, because even though you might feel that you've been taken off course, you have not. It's all part of the bigger plan, okay? Thank you, Holy Spirit. Can I get some energy from the Forest Spirits for my beautiful collective? Let's see what we got. A unicorn spirit. You have a unicorn spirit. You're very rare and beautiful and mystic. This says, use your imagination as you wield your own magic and make your dreams come true. Exactly. Because nothing's set in stone. This situation is no longer serving you, and a new one is about to be dished up. So let's see what else. Yeah, you know, being mysterious is also what I'm getting. Perhaps you're a mysterious person, and you know that can be a very big intrigue to a lot of people. That's a huge attractor of negative energy. So be very careful with how awesome you are is all I'm getting. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and we're going to see what your intuition might be telling you about this situation also. Because sometimes we know our intuition is trying to tell us something, but we can't quite pinpoint it. You know what I mean? It's like, well, does this situation mean I should be doing this, or should I be doing this? Should I be trying to keep fixing them, or should I be working on just me right now? And you know that when you're a caring, empathetic person like you are, that's always going to be a tough decision. The thing is the more that you learn from these situations, the easier it is for you to spot the red flags I'm getting, and for you to cut it off before it infects you. Okay, if that makes any sense. Thank you, Holy Spirit. What's the intuition of my beautiful collective trying to say right now? Deep reflection time. Absolutely. I'm getting that overall energy here that you're starting to do some serious inner reflection. Really trying to dig deep inside to realize and accept that you do have a serious purpose here. You're very important. You're very important. You're a unicorn. Okay? The world needs you so badly right now. So whatever it is, you're going to be able to dust yourself off and get up, and you're going to be able to do a lot of good with whatever this situation was, that whatever lesson it is that you learned from this. And I think for some of you, the lesson indeed is to, you can't love somebody more than they love you, I'm getting, but you can enable them. Okay, so if some of you out there find that there's enabling going on because you might love them or what have you, that's not going to be healthy for either one of you. Okay, so with that being said, let's get in with the angels and see what maybe angel numbers might be popping out for you. Any signs or synchronicities with the numbers here to give some extra messages to my beautiful collective. Thank you, Holy Spirit. What numbers are they seeing or should they be looking for right now to help them on their journey? Thank you, Holy Spirit. What do we got here? Okay, the first one I got 2525, and that represents our year, first of all, which is pretty cool. And it has to do with compassion. Maybe your birthday is February 5th. Maybe your birthday is May 2nd. Apply it where it fits. And this says, practice gratitude, finding joy in the simple pleasures and expressing appreciation for life's blessings. Spread positivity and inspire others, making a difference in the world through acts of kindness and compassion. Absolutely, because that's really where you get excited, is when you're being compassionate towards somebody that needs it. You know, your heart is so big, there's no need to let it get destroyed to the point where you're not able to complete your mission, my beautiful collective. You know, you two are angels, you're earth angels, and you're going to feel so much better for having gone through this. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, let's see what angel might be on your shoulder today to help you through your situation. Help inspire and motivate. Any added protection is greatly accepted. Thank you, Holy Spirit. Angels and ancestors of light. What angel is with my beautiful collective right now to help them on their journey? Mystique. Wow. That word kept popping up in my head for some reason. That's pretty cool. And another unicorn. Oh, I love it. I love it. Okay, so this says, keep charging ahead and don't take no for an answer. Expect miraculous solutions to appear. Okay, so that's the other thing. It's okay for you to tell other people no, but if it's something that your heart is destined to do, don't take no for an answer. Don't just say okay and give up and be like, no, maybe not. No, if it's something you're passionate about, you keep pursuing it. You know, something my aunt told me when I was a kid was, I used to watch The Wizard of Oz all the time, and she told me that Judy Garland actually was kicked out of choir and told she had a horrible voice. So, yeah, just because somebody might say no doesn't mean they absolutely know what they're talking about, okay? So, with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and get into crystal healing. Okay, well, it's funny because as I was doing the rest of the reading, it didn't record any of it, so I'm going to go ahead and redo it now. I already shuffled the crystals that came out You got 2 of them. Okay, this one is pyrite. And let me put that up in case you want to screenshot it and read it later. And the second one that came out is pink halite. That's so pretty. And there's that if you want to screenshot that too. So this is Leo, Cancer, Pisces. So the first one, the pyrite, is for luck, prosperity, and success. The gold standard when it comes to crystals, pyrite attracts abundance, wealth, and prosperity. Known as fool's gold, pyrite encourages you to follow your dreams and envision your desires. Manifesting powers are high when this crystal is at play. Pyrite has that spark, literally. Pyrite can create fire when struck against another stone or metal and is believed to contain the element of fire in its core. Pyrite also acts as a powerful protector, shielding you from negativity and protecting the integrity of your aura. Strike fast and don't look back. Okay, that is really cool because I had no idea if it could cause a spark. That might mean something to somebody, a spark of something. This one is about self-love, okay? Self-love, replenish, cherish. Vibrating with love, pink halite allows you to shed layers of negative thought patterns and beliefs as you connect to the essence of your true self. Pink halite helps you embrace new spiritual practices as a way of life, preventing you from picking up bad habits to begin with. With this stone, you will make choices out of self-love, honoring the highest version of yourself and trusting that you will make decisions for your highest good. Pink halite is a natural form of a mineral salt known to cleanse toxins from the aura and replenish one's energy field. Yeah, so like I said, a lot of protection, a lot of cleansing going on right now of the soul. I'll be right back because I'm going to see if I can find specific prescriptions for this for healing. I know that sounds funny, but I'll be right back. So for the pink halite, if you want to know how to use it specifically, you're going to want to use it with meditation. It's a very powerful way to connect with the crystal's energy. So the first thing to do is you want to lay down and place, you can just take a picture of it, and you could put, it sounds bad, but you can just rest your phone on your chest for a minute. Don't do it too long. I don't want you to get any radiation, but lie down and just kind of, or you could just think about it in your mind, hold it in your mind, and visualize a soft pink light enveloping your entire body to release any emotional blockages or any past traumas, just to help cleanse your aura. The other thing is you could probably buy some online, perhaps through Amazon or something, and then you can just kind of hold it in your hand, but make sure you hold it in your non-dominant hand during meditation to receive the soothing, calm energy that you're supposed to. So also what I'm going to recommend is, while you're doing this, affirmations. That's like probably the most important thing of all, is like, yeah, you can meditate, but it's really important to use positive self-affirmations, because while meditating, if you're repeating the affirmations, you're training your brain to have more self-love automatically, and you won't have to be so conscientious of it. So it's for more love and acceptance. Say, I am loving, I am open-hearted, and I love myself. Okay? Or you can even just buy it as jewelry if you like. So anyway, just a little bit that. I'm going to try to get into more crystal healing. I'm new to it. So if anybody has any experience with it, let me know down below, okay? So I wish you all the very best. I love you all. Blessings to you and yours. And I hope to see you back here soon. Please like, share, subscribe, and we'll see each other later. Bye-bye.